So when we're in a rut, the first step that's really important is to admit honestly to ourselves, you know what, I'm in a rut. That is really something very honorable. Now, what inevitably follows from that, if you look closely, you're going to say to yourself, why am I doing that? What's wrong with me? What's my problem? And while you see that, you want to meet that with, it's not going to help to judge myself for being in a rut. I want to see that I'm in a rut. I want to see that I judge myself, and I want to bring myself back to this place of, I want to care for myself. I don't want to be in the rut, and I don't want to judge myself. So when you're in a rut, all of us have pretty repetitive patterns in the ways that we judge ourselves. So why are you so stupid? And what's wrong with you? And when we see the specific judgments nakedly, it becomes obvious that's not going to help me. I don't want to keep going in this direction. And so when you have that evoking of caring, it automatically can lead to an engagement of those judgments specifically. If it's left vague, you're not going to be able to catch the specific judgments that will bury you. If you can catch them directly and recognize they're not going to serve you, then you can lead yourself in a direction that's going to move towards your own healing, caring, and well-being. So when you find yourself in a rut, and let's just use an example that you feel isolated and you just don't feel connected to anyone, and you're spinning around and around, you want to ask yourself the question, what can I realistically do to help myself move out of this rut? And it's very clear that you're going to need to reach out to new people, expose yourself to new environments, talk to friends, and be more receptive to go and connect with them, and not let these isolating tendencies bury you. One of the things that's critical is when you become aware of the rut and what you need to do, you need to recognize that's very likely to be a fleeting awareness. So it's not going to be that beneficial. So you're going to need to write it down. You're going to need to make notes for yourself. You're going to need to make mental notes for yourself. You're going to need to do everything you can to remind yourself. Tell a friend to remind you of this. It has to be done in a tangible way, or else it's going to go in and out of your mind and not be very effectual. One of the things that's very important when you're in a rut is actually taking it seriously enough that you're going to try something that you've never done before. So if you hate parties and you're isolated, you're going to go to parties, and you're going to give yourself encouragement and make a best effort to do that. If you withdraw from going to new events that are there in your community, you're going to, in a certain way, encouragingly force yourself in the nicest of ways to say, have the courage to do something you've never done before, because this is really hurting you, and you're going to have to be resourceful enough to try something brand new. When you are aware that you're in a rut, which again is something not to be underestimated, because normally we're in a rut and we're not really aware of it. And when I say aware of it, I mean so aware of it that that part of you has a chance to think independently from the rut. Then that can guide you to do things that you've never ever conceived of before. And that is really the key, is to realize that you have a capacity to be aware of something so much that you can be independent from it, and it can guide you to actions and attitudes and thoughts that you never dreamed of while you were in that rut.